Welcome, welcome, welcome. King's Indian Defense, Series number 1. What is the King's Indian Defense? It starts with this sequence of moves right here. Okay? Big center for white, and this kind of fianchettoed structure for black with d6. From here, there are many different options that white has, and I've played the white side of this quite often myself. So one idea is bishop e2 with bishop g5. Another idea is knight f3. I think that's like the main line with bishop e2. Uh, but there are many different ways to play it. So h3 is a line I've also played quite recently. But f4 is the line we're going to look at today because that was the one played in the game against me. And here the general idea is white's got a big center. Black's got to find dynamic play from the flanks, perhaps, to offset this. So we go to castling and bishop d3. Okay, it's not the most common. Most common is knight f3, but still, whatever. And now black proceeds with the main line plan. Attack from the flank against d4. And white basically always blocks it most of the time. There are lines where he can take it, and then I don't know. I'm not going to get into those sub variations, but yeah. We go to d5 here. Now black has to choose how to break open the center. You see, in any middle game, you need to have a plan. And you know whether you have a plan or not if you know where your pawn break is going to be. This would be a pawn break. This would also be a pawn break. Knight back and pawn up here would be a pawn break. These are pawn break thematic plans, strategic plans. If you don't know where your pawn break is coming from, you don't have a plan. So now I know this is a thematic idea, so I'm sort of preparing it. At least this is my variation of it. Many variations, you start out with b5 right away, and then white takes, and you offer another one, and then you take back with bishop, stuff like this. Typical Benoni lines, actually. But yeah, but I'm going for a slower approach, and now he stunted it right away. He said like, nope, you ain't breaking this. And now here's the thing. I didn't know what my next plan was. I didn't know how to handle this. So I mean, it's a time game, so I gotta play a move, gotta play something. So I just played knight there. But I didn't think it through, you see. I didn't think about where my pawn break would be. Because I was still kind of hoping for some fucked up, who knows what shenanigans, but I really had no clear concept of what I was trying to do. And I should have known that this battle was never a battle that could be won. And once you accept that, then you think of a different plan, like e6, which would have been the right move to play. E6 is the right way to play. Break it open in the center, and try something over here rather than fight a losing battle. So this was one of my first mistakes, and then this was a follow-up mistake. Same bad plan, b5, which is not a good pawn break anyway. At this point, after a4, you really would wish that you could break this open right here. He would take back, and then you get your knight right here, juicy square, where you can go into many different outposts from. So in a way, rule of thumb, if an opponent plays a move like a4, you probably shouldn't be playing knight here, but you should be trying to vie for an opportunity to play either here or here so that you could get into this hole right there. All right. So I'm still, I'm just not willing to commit to an idea, basically. That's what we're seeing here. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just not. And now finally I commit to something, and this was a good move, supposedly. But yeah. Anyway, the point is not to analyze the entire game. I mean, I can play through it if you like, but The point was to analyze the opening and to show how not having a clear plan can lead to poor decision making in the opening and how that impacts in the long run, as you can see in this game where I'm just getting crushed. Crushed. All right, stay tuned for Kings India Defense. Video number 2. We're learning as we go here. I am not a pro on this opening, but we're learning together, okay? You and me, you and me. Just kidding, it's only me.